Good afternoon, everyone. I think now we can start our class. So today we have two presentations. One from Mr. Salman Nawawi and the other one from Mr. Bernardino. Okay, we can start with Mr. Salman Nawawi. Can you start and share your slide? Mr. Nawabi, if your slides not available now, we can start with Ms. Mina. Then you can share your slides. Please first download your presentation, your desktop, okay? Is it okay for you? Mr. Nawabi, can you hear me? Mr. Nawabi, can you hear me? What's the problem with your sharing? If you don't have available the slides on your desktop, you can start with Ms. Mina. No, I cannot hear you, Mr. Nawabi. Alright, can you hear me? So are you ready? Do you have a slide on your desktop? Or we start with Ms. Mina? Yes, Ms. Mina. Hello, can you start your presentation now? Hello, Ms. Mina, can you hear me? The rest of the class, can you hear me? No, I cannot hear you, Miss Mina. I think your computer maybe got problem because you cannot hear me and I cannot hear you, but the rest of the class can hear me very well. Yes, I can see, yeah. Yes, you cannot, I cannot hear you. Miss Mina, can you start your presentation?
Very well.
Okay, okay, you can start your presentation now, Miss Mina. Thank you.
Okay, you're most welcome. Most of my presentation will focus according to the research methodology guidelines which you shared already at the preliminary steps of the semester with us. If I was not able to cover all the steps very well, I apologize in advance. But I will try my best to at least share some of my ideas based off my selected project topic. Well, my research area will be new approaches to communication management for national and international project teams. Why I select this topic? Since the last 8 or 7 months I'm involved in the development projects and very much involved in the NGO community. So I found that mostly we are in the transitional period and still Afghans are not in the leading position. So most of the main decision makers are the international colleagues or expatriates. And our main problem is an effective communication. So most of the time we communicate quite well with our international colleagues, and we are not very much involved in the whole project cycles. So since I face this difficulty during my daily activity within my working team, so I select this topic if I can bring some positive feedback and recommendation to such kind of project team, which is combination of national and international staff. I hope that I can do something in this case, but still each and everything is in a very preliminary stage, and if there is some shortage or some gaps, so I am very much looking forward to your kind feedback and the colleagues' feedback. Well, the outline of my research will be At the first, I will focus a little bit on the abstracts. Then the introduction section will cover the following subtitles: the background of the study, a statement of the problem, theoretical framework, purpose of the study, research question, aim and objective, scope and limitation, significance of the study, summary and summary. Also, the outline will cover some information about the literature review and the interview which I will conduct, and I am conducting with some of the people within our team and out of our team at the NGO community. So then the outline will focus on, the research will focus on the research methodology. There will be an introduction section on the research methodology, research design, problem and purpose of the overview, research question. Then there will be the discussion and finding, a very brief introduction on the discussion and finding, then research finding, and the last section of the table of content or the outline will be recommendation and conclusion. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go on, Christina.
So the statement of the problems based off my finding on my daily interaction with my team will mostly focus on the, in order to work well in national and international teams, teams of the organization member need to be prepared to be dynamic and to be ready to constant the change. There are also some obstacles along the way while we are communicating within our staff or within our team members in order to solve the difficulties or to manage the people most effectively. The problem for maintaining a clear and frequent communication is another obstacle which we are facing in our daily activities. There is a need to classify the competency that will be needed in order to address these rising trends in organization structures. So most of the time, national and international relationships are being formed through inter-organization relationship or joint venture to temporary alliance are created in order to accomplish more for their organizations. So my research will mostly focus on these problems and these issues. So according to the guidance which we had earlier, so my research will be a qualitative research or a study, and mostly the research will focus on the three main questions. The question number one will be what is the existing variables that impact communication and project management in multinational organization. When I am saying multinational organization, mostly my aim is national and international project team members. What is the significant effective communication and project management and multinational organizational success? And the third question will be, what new approach to communication and management can be implemented for national and international project teams? So mostly the whole research or study will go through these three main questions, and the finding through these main three questions will reflect on the research studies and findings. So aim and objective of the research will be to design new approaches to communication and project management for both national and international project teams. This aim will be achieved or goes through the following question. through the following objectives. The objective number 1 will be to describe the existing variable that affects the communication and project management and multinational organization. The objective number 2 will be to discover the role of effective communication and project management organization success from the scholarly body to literature available. And the objective number 3 will be to construct innovative or new approaches that can be effective and suitable for national international project team inside of Afghanistan. Or in case if we have good finding or good recommendation, well, we can use the research finding and the research outcome almost out of the country within our neighbor country or the other countries. On the last part of the study, still I'm in the progress, so it's not done yet. The outcome is not in the position which I can share with the colleagues. So the rest part of my research will be significant of the study, which will be the main body of the research, the finding, and the main outcome of the study. And at the last part here will be a summary, which will be the outcome of the main finding and the main body of the research. And through the summary, I hope that I will be able, by the help of Allah and your help of you and the colleagues, to go for some effective and efficient recommendation and suggestion. So it was overall my research process up to here, and I am very much open for your feedback and colleagues' feedback, to follow these feedback and take these feedback as an entry point for the rest of my research process.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mina. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, but very noisy, not clearly.
Okay, I don't know what's the problem. Okay, for your research, the first question I have that before this you sent me your research proposal for project management, so you changed your topic to communication management. Am I right?
Yes, still I am focusing on communication and project management, but during the preliminary sessions, I received the suggestion that we should focus in a very specific area of the communication, since communication and project management is a very broad topic and we cannot focus in a broad topic, so we have to be more specific what source of communication or what kind of communication and the project management.
All right, so it means that your research is about communication management under project management.
Exactly,
yeah?
Exactly, madam.
All right, so the question is that first I ask you to put the project management in your topic, all right?
Yes.
Please go to the first slide. Here. All right, no, the second one. You choose that a new approach to communication management for national and international project teams. All right. This topic doesn't clear that it's about project management as well. So it means that you should put the project management somewhere in your topic. Another thing I want to mention, when you put national and international project teams, it means you want to divide these two scopes, international project and national project. So during your research, you should divide this scope specifically and explain and give them strategies for each of them separately. Because you mentioned it in your topic, that means it is important for you that talk about the communication management for national project and also communication management under project management for international projects. So if I'm not mistaken, like your idea like this, is it important for you that for both of them specifically or no?
Well, ma'am, it will be international project since we have almost the donor projects and the donors are in the driving seat. So this is not our own money and we are not the main decision makers. So it is the donor projects and the donor money. So we can call it international projects.
If it doesn't matter for you that the scope of your research is international or national, because you said that it depends on the donor, yeah? So you shouldn't, it's better, my suggestion, it's better that you don't mention national and international in your topic, because when you mention national and international, me as a reader, think about that you want to have a comparison about the national project, the role of communication for national project and international project. Okay, so you mentioned it different, you know.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, what if you don't want to mention separate, just the project, maybe national or maybe international, so it doesn't mean that you mention in your topic.
Okay, ma'am, can I mention the multinational project team?
Multinational means multinational. It doesn't mean, okay, you mean that all of your projects that you focus on your research are multinational?
Yes, it will be multinational, since we have always a diverse group, national and international, and most of our international colleagues is from different countries with different values, different thoughts, and different language. Although we are communicating in one English language, but by the nature they are multinational staff.
So you mean the project that you choose, all of them multinational, meaning Afghanistan is with other countries?
Maybe in Afghanistan the focus will be Afghanistan. But the project team is not.
It depends on you. It depends on you because when you want to collect the data, alright. So when you mention national and international project team, meaning that when you want to collect the data, all of the interviews should be done in the national project or international. When you mention multinational project, that means all of your research is about national. So it doesn't include the project that's only done in Afghanistan, alright? Can I get my point? But if you mention multinational, meaning that multinational, you cannot mention the project that only in Afghanistan have done, alright? But if you mention national and international, meaning that some of them national, some of them international.
Yes.
So it depends on you that what you want from your research, right? But my point is when you mention your topic, because topic is very important. It puts the word, the main word of our research in the topic. So when the national and international topic, that means that your research, for your research, this word is very important and the key, okay? So if it doesn't key for your research, you just want to see how the role of the communication project in the under the project management in the project. So don't mention national international. What
Okay.
is important for you? So you talk separately all over the my point. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Ms. Vina, can you hear me?
No, ma'am, I can't hear you.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Very noisy. I have a very bad noise.
Okay. All right. This is the first point. Another point that I want to give you is about the definition of communication management. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now? Miss Mina?
No, ma'am. I have very bad noise.
All right. I want to say that you should give the definition of communication management. Is it clear for you now? All right. I think. All right. If you cannot hear me, I can email to you. But for the rest of the class, can you hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay. So I think maybe this problem with Mina, because of computer, I don't know, maybe the internet. So I will give this explanation to the rest of the class because I think this is useful for the rest of the class. And then for Miss Mina, Miss Mina mentioned that she got a problem with the internet. All right, so I give my comments about Miss Mina's presentation and rest of that, and then for Miss Mina, I will email to her. All right, for this presentation, the first point that I want to mention is about the topic that all of the students should be very smart and accurate about each topic that you are chosen. All right, so when you mention some words in the topic, that means that these words are very important in your research. So it means that during you are doing your research, you should talk about these words very clearly and with lots of explanation. All right. The second point I want to talk about is presentation. That when we are talking about the approach to communication management, so she should mention in her research that what does the new approach means that if she gets new definition for communication management, because she mentioned new approach, alright? So first she should do the literature review, meaning that read lots of articles and choose one of the most important or one of the most popular and common definition for communication management as she read that through, and then make a comparison with the definition with the new approach. So then she can talk about new approach to communication management. So this is a very important point for all of you. When you mention new approach, you should mention something new. So you should talk, for example, say this is the old definition, the old approach, and this is my idea, the new approach or definition. Okay, and then definition of key term is very common part in all of the research. So when you have a look in the other research, you see that all of the researchers put one part like definition of key term in the background or introduction in chapter 1. So for this presentation, this is very important that we now mention about definition of key term. Okay. Another Alright, another point that I want to mention is about the communication strategy that she should mention in her research. What's her suggestion for communication strategies for project manager in the organization and company? Okay, and also she told that she wants to do the quantitative research, but in her research methodology, she mentioned interview method. As I talked about the research methodology, the kind of different methodology, interview is under quantitative research. So when you told about that my research is quantitative, meaning that you should do the survey questionnaire. Alright, I think most of the time the students use and do the mixed method, meaning that interview and questionnaire, both of them. Alright, but if you mention specifically my research is quantitative, so it means you want to do only questionnaire. It is another thing that you should pay attention, that if she wants to interview, meaning that her research is not quantitative, it's qualitative. Alright, and for qualitative research, when you talk about your research question, it's better you talk about start the question with how, not what. Alright? You should talk about how, not talk about what. Alright? This is another point, and I think yes, that's all. So I will email this point to Nina, and I hope she can do the research very good. Alright, if the student, if you have any questions about this presentation, you can ask her now. Thanks. Dear student, do you have any questions about this presentation? If you have, you can ask Nina now. Okay, I think the class doesn't have any question. So we can continue our class with presentation of Mr. Nawabi. Mr. Nawabi, are you ready now? Okay, Mr. Nawabi, you can share your desktop, or you can go to the third option in menu. Alright, share, okay? And then share the file is another way that you can share your slide. So let me make you as presenter. Alright, now I think you can share your slide. Thank you. Mr. Nawabi, can you start now? I can see your slide. No, Mr. Nawabi, I cannot hear you. Can you start now, Mr. Nawabi?
Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, good evening to everyone. I'm pleased to join for the first time, or probably to present the church work. It's just the concept and somehow the topic that I have chosen. The presentation contains, or the name is Promoting Investment in Herat Province, and I also put a sentence which says there is a hope for a bright future. That means that if there's security, and of course there might be more investments internally and from outside in the province, where it has the huge potential. The research, or my research, contains, as you see here, statements which very much relevant and interesting, and also practical topic that can be a useful tool for those that they would like to present. They would like to somehow use this information for their investments and for their business management. So as such, I started to do the research and collect somehow information, go through different sources, including peer-to-peer interviews, and businessmen with interviews with government officials, with private sector, and also referring to secondary resources in order to get somehow accurate data information about the investment in Herat. The rationale behind this task was that it was tasked by instructors to conduct a research of my choice, so that should be somehow relevant to the strategic management, and it's also in line with what I've been studying, and somehow it's something that's important in this region, where the space of development is, as we can consider the space of development plus the investments, what are the potentials, what are the demands, and as it's also considered that Herat is the regional hub. I also had some to add to this research. In addition to that, this this research or the subject that I've gone for is somehow the knowledge that I have a little bit, and also through certain observations and somehow information that I have somehow collected, and I thought that I could make somehow the outlines and then go for the research. Whenever I prepare and draft that, then of course I would share it with the instructor to get information in order to enrich and make it relevant and improve the quality. So that was the rationale. Here, as a region for a diverse economy and with the growth from many sources, there's a potential here, and if businessmen they would like to invest the capacity, the human resource, and also the climate that's somehow conducive for that. It also talks about what Herat has. As you see, it's renowned for its fruits, nuts, agriculture serves as the bedrock for the employment, so that, you know, and also refer to certain service that suggests that there is abundance of mineral wealth. That I would go in details on that, so that the research could include also somehow information about certain minerals that Iraq possesses. It also focuses on light industry and the manufacturing factories in the industrial town or estate where the businessmen have invested. So it shows that there is a number of stakeholders or business operating different. So the competition is high. Besides competition, there should be somehow collaboration in order to improve the services and also to have somehow benefits. And also I am planning to touch on niche industries such as tourism, IT, and also support Herat's economy. Geographic location, and it's also the crossroads for international trade routes. It also, there's abundance, as I mentioned, that there is natural resources that Herat has, and if there is somehow investment in natural resource, there might be good benefits for those that you're going to invest on. The other part is what are the available or what are the advantages here in Herat, which is the stable electricity for the use when there are manufacturers right airport. And also the ring road, so that we have both the airport and also the roads and rail to Iran provide a strong infrastructure for economic growth. So those are the advantages for whoever wants to invest. Also about the skills, Herat at the university we have the highest literacy rates in the country as per one of the information that I collected. So there's also a human capital pool for growth, so that those that are going to invest capable or professional personnel. And also its rich history, distant handicraft and cultural attractions. Those are all things that it can also promote a strong regional brand. What is the vision for that? The vision is, the vision focuses on investment, and When there is investment, of course, the employment opportunities would be high, and also the GDP in 10 years, what it would be if there is investment and if there's development. Then it talks about priority sectors such as agriculture, industries. As you see, light industries like, as earlier mentioned, that the strategic location, rich resources, and enabling infrastructure suggests a strong potential. Economic growth, and also that makes the environment, and also it paves the ground for the investment for whoever wants to invest. As I earlier mentioned, niche sectors, you see tourism, carpets, handicrafts, IT, and alternative energy. Those are the areas that if they want to invest, they can do that. Then we have the supporting sectors, which talks about construction, transportation, and infrastructure. So investment, here I'm going to focus on what are the capacity and potentials, and what are the areas that interested investors can contribute to the success of the business, and what are the promising foundations inherent that requires investment. For instance, industry require large upfront investments to realize potential. There are also somehow infrastructure that can assist in future growth. So the investments for both the advantages for the province itself, for the people, and for those that are going to implement their projects. Part of that is also when the business or businessmen would greatly benefit from outside assistance and expertise, skills, knowledge. For instance, like farmers that would benefit from adopting modern irrigation methods or somehow modern technologies. And there is also opportunity that in case of investment, there might be a kind of direct tie to the buyers, and that would link them to the complementary business based in value change, so that there is somehow communication between internal and external businessmen and investors. It also talks about the situation or the business situation in Herat, which often relies on local customers. Linking them to external demand can spur growth. So those are somehow the information that would help the investors to make their decisions. I also touch on priority sectors such as agriculture, and you see there somehow some outlines about agriculture as the base or the bedrock for Herat, and also the fertile soils, and as it was in the past as the breadbasket for Afghanistan. Herat also has some international recognition before war, so it talks about the background and also the potential that it has. Or touch on the interested investors, that how they can invest and how they can realize their full potential. Those are the areas, or probably the opportunities for the investors to consider. And also, as you see here, it's a kind of a low interest microcredit for farmers to purchase and use mechanical equipment. So one of the areas that investors can invest is on that would benefit the farmers. There's also room for somehow establishing cold chains to store surplus harvest, because the climate, you know, here we can get the harvest in 3 seasons. 10 seasons here to prepare for them for employment in mining industry. So the investments can provide tremendous opportunities for the people in the province to work and to benefit, and also to develop the province. It touches again on the investors, that what the investors could do, like providing necessary capital, promoting the quality of Hebat's mineral wealth. There is also opportunity for, you know, referring to the appropriate partners. The important mines are somehow like marble mines, as it's considered by Kabul Weekly as the world key resources of the prized limestone, and also the primary results show that Afghanistan's plutonium mines, mostly in Ghazni, Herat, Nimruz province, are the 3 bigger than Bolivia. So that is one of the Ministry of Mines. Again, on light industry, there is also somehow it talks about the strategic location, and also talks about what are the advantages if the investor would like to invest in the right industry, and also the advantages and areas that the investors can invest. Again, opportunities, what are the advantages, and also the resources available. Industrial park, as you see, it's flourishing industrial park because there's strong potential. So this industrial park has been established without international assistance. So, but there is also room for further investment and improvement. 2 active industrial parks in Afghanistan, and the number of the companies and the number of employees involved in different businesses are there. Targeted investment, what they can do in which area. So these are the what they can sponsor, and what are the areas that there has been support or somehow invested, but not to meet the expectation, or or at least to somehow improve the province. And as earlier mentioned, that focuses on the 3 areas: construction, or a kind of support services. So as you see here, this also talks about what are the areas that the businessmen or the investors can invest, and also it talks about advantages and how it can benefit both the investor and the population, including the government at large. The research methodology, how I have collected this information and what I've done, I carried out this test through the following methodologies to introduce during this work. You know, I contacted with Director of Economy, and also some trade union representatives, several women in Hebat province. I also had my observations and had a couple of these visits to Herat Industrial Estate here, so the actual products by manufacturing factories. I also had my observations and insight. I also had individual and group meetings with the managers, workers, and involved stakeholders in order to get the information. where are the areas that need investment in order to complete the research. I also try to collect somehow information from the secondary sources such as Herat Strategic Vision and Herat Provincial Development Plan, that I may refer to certain data that would help the stakeholders to somehow to to have the information for their decisions. So that's all. It's just a kind of a summary of what I'm gonna do. If there is any comment or questions, I will be at your service. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nava. Can you hear me?
Yes, but it's a noisy.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. So, first, except if you have any question, you can then I think we can
actually, since the voice is a little bit noisy, I hope that if you have certain comments, including explanation, you could also send that to me in order to improve the research paper itself. And if there are classmates, if they have any questions, I will be ready if I can get clearly to answer.
All right. Okay, I've been emailed to you, but now if we have a discussion, it's useful for the rest of the class as well. All right. You want? Can you go to the first slide, Mr. Nawabi?
Here.
No, I need your topic. I need your topic. All right.
Topic, here it is, promoting investment in Herat province.
All right. So exactly what you want for this research? You want to give, you think that there is a good opportunity for investment in Herat, and then you want to encourage the investor to invest in Herat by doing this research, or you want to make a strategy to improve it? What do you want exactly to do with this research?
A difficult question, but I'm trying to touch certain points that would at least satisfy or meet the requirements. The rationale or the to encourage the investors, both internally and externally, that there is a good opportunity and potential in Herat to invest. On the other hand, it could be a tool for others that they would like to somehow begin their business in Herat. So it could be a kind of information tool, a document that could help people, whether inside or outside Herat province, to somehow start the business here in Herat. In addition to their own benefits, they can. This document explains about priority sectors and in which sector they can invest, and also it will make the analysis and provide the information. For the business men to decide whether now or in future, as the situation is conducive, for the investment.
Okay, so Mr. Nawabi, I think it's better you do three things in your research. The first thing, you should put some parts of your research that describe and explain about the good opportunity of investment in Herat. All right. The second thing you should do, you should give the strategies that can encourage the people, the investors to come to Herat. All right. And then also you can put a for example, from part two, that how the Afghanistan government or the people that can have the people who has the same role and encourage the investor, how they can capture these opportunities. Okay, so in your research you should mention all of these parts. So why you say Herat has a high community, you should explain it by the statistical information. And then you should add some document that shows that everyone, for example, me and the reader, that that the information can persuade me that Herat has a high potential for investment. Then you need to see the strategies, the people charge and absorb these investors. So that's all. And yes,
Thank you very much for the excellent information. So as soon as I work and draft, as it is the summary, still I need to somehow get more information. I will take that into consideration, and I will prepare, then I will share the draft with you to see that if it meets the criteria or if your proposals are incorporated in this paper.
Okay, it means that in other way, you should tell your research that why there is lack of investment in Herat, all right, and then how the investor can come up and solve the problem, all right. So it does your research shouldn't be like this, that Herat should be the explanation that why the Herat has a high potential. And okay, if Herat has a high potential, so why doesn't an investor come to invest in Herat? So what's your suggestion, what's your strategy can catch the opportunity? Alright? So
Okay.
Alright, yes, this is the main important thing for research. And another thing, going to talk about each industry or market in Herat. Can you go to the slide?
Excuse me, I couldn't catch.
Each market.
Hello, excuse me.
All right. Wait a minute. I can give you. All right. Wait. I can tell you which slide I need. Can you go to 10 slides?
Can you hear me now, Mr. Nawabi?
Yes, it's noisy.
Okay.
It's noisy. Yeah.
All right. Please go to the 10th slide.
Okay, yes. No. Let me check.
This one?
Alright, yeah. So you mentioned that tourism, carbon, IT, and alternative energy as a niche, yes? And then you talk about agriculture. So you think that agriculture sector can be mainstream and these four sector can be niche?
Yeah. I was thinking about what are the priority sectors as per my, certain meetings and interviews with the provincial authorities, with the community, with a member of the provincial council, to understand about what are the exact priorities in order to invest. As per the, Herat strategic vision, Herat provincial development plan, and as per my certain meetings with the authorities that I already mentioned to you, agriculture is the priority sector, and I just wanted not only to add agriculture, but also certain other sectors, as you see in the presentation, that there is opportunity and the situation is conducive for the investment. So that's also kind of niche and also you know, sectors that people can invest on.
I suggest you that you put two parts in your research for dividing the sector as an option for the investor. You can put the mainstream industry or mainstream sector that you think has a good opportunity for investor, and also you can put niche sector. Both of them, you mention both of them, alright? And the other thing, always you are you should think that you are the investor, because the people who lead their research is very important. This research is important. So, on investment, alright? It is useful for investors, okay? So, always you should think that you are the investor, and then think if you are the investor, which information, what kind of information can engage in research more effective for you as an investor, okay? So by end of the research, when me, for example, as an investor, read your research, should be, you know, your research should be persuaded me that I invest in Terra. So you always think as a deep way, okay? And then, because this research is like something like a prescription for investors. Because you want to tell the investor to come to Terra and invest here. So always think as if you are investor, which information you need to think that Terra is a good place for investment. Alright?
Okay, sure. And I would appreciate, because you know the voice is on and off, and the reception is not very much clear. If you could also, I would appreciate if you could also send your the classmates could hear, but if you could also write that to me in order to, while I am developing the research, to consider those points.
Okay, thank you. The other student, if you have any question, you can ask Mr. Nawabi now.
I think there's no question, so let me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nawabi, for the presentation. Today I think
it should be last class that we have together, but
because two of the students has to have another extra class, so I will check with WWS Center and ask them to give us another extra class, alright? And we inform you whenever I get the permission from WWS. Okay, for today, do we have another presentation or no?
Excuse me, I have one question.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether this is the topic which Mr. Nawabi selected. This is related to strategic management, or so can you say something about this?
Which topic? Mr. Nawabi?
No.
Mr. Nawabi?
Yeah, the topic which Mr. Nawabi did,
promoting investment.
This can be related to strategic management, or it is related to finance or investment, or I don't know. Is it okay for you?
All right, I can get your point. It depends on the research. It depends on the Mr. Nawawi's strategy. Because, for example, Mr. Nawawi mentioned in his research in the serial part as a one tool that can help investors to be encouraged and come to invest in Herat. All right.
Okay.
So it depends on the strategy that Mr. Nawawi said. Yes, if Mr. Nawawi mentioned the strategy for capturing the opportunity that the investor comes to Herat and invest, it can be something under strategic management.
Okay.
But if Mr. Nawawi, for example, in the serial fund, all right. But if Mr. Nawawi talk only about the financial strategies, for example, he talk only about that government should make finance facility, for example, should give loans to the investor. You know, if Mr. Nawawi only focus on these issues, financial issues, to encourage the investor, so it means no, it's not under the strategic management, and you should be more financial strategies, and maybe as you told, it's under finance, all right? But I think the strategies that Mr. Nawawi will suggest something near both of this area, maybe finance, maybe strategic management as well, okay? So it depends on his research, because today I cannot see all of the research, but as this part of the overall today is us, so I think it can be under the strategic management. But your suggestion is very good, because Mr. Nawawi can also be focused on financial issues, because maybe if the government of our situation, financial situation, makes some facility for investors, so investors come to Herat and invest, okay? So this is a financial strategy, financial facilities for investors can be another solution or suggestion that Mr. Nawawi can mention in his research. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your clarification. Now it is now I know how to select this topic and which things it will cover. Okay, thank you very much for your clarification.
You are welcome. So if you have any other questions, there's regarding this presentation or Mina presentation or your research. All right. Yes, Dr. Barak mentioned that this presentation can give us some general information, but not enough to attract investors, and I really agree with Dr. Barak. And because of this reason, I asked Mr. Nawawi that should put information in his research that investors can attract, or can be attracted by this research. And because of this research, I asked Mr. Nawawi that put himself instead of the investor, and then read his research. And after that, by end of the research, ask himself if I am an investor by reading this research, am I attracted to invest in Herat or not? If he said yes, it means it's a good research. But if he has a doubt, it means his research doesn't have enough strategy, enough information, and enough explanation to attract the investor. So it's better if he puts two kinds of information in his research. The first one talks about why there is high opportunity for investment in Herat, and the second part, he should make some information that attract investors, all right, by making a suggestion, by giving a strategy, and something like this. This is a very good point that Dr. Burns mentioned. Yes, another thing that Dr. Barak told, it's about a competitive advantage, and this is a very crucial point for this research, that Dr. Nabati should tell about competitive advantage of of investment in Herat, alright? And then when he said there is this opportunity in Herat, then you should say why. Why do you think that there is high opportunity for investment in Herat? It's very important, and consider when you want to answer this question, we come to the competitive advantage, okay? And then another thing I want to say that it's the overall, it's only the summary or review of the research. It's not completed yet, so you can complete it by this suggestion, and then maybe, because it's not a completed one, so he can do all of this research, and if he mentioned this thing, I think it should be a very good start. Alright, any other question or point or suggestion? Okay, up to now, I just received the report of research. It means the completed one, not just the slide right off, right, from Dr. Barak, not the other students. I asked the other students they complete their research, or if they started to write the research, then part by part, and don't wait by the deadline of the research. Because by deadline of the research, I can only have a look at your research and give my marks. Okay, I cannot read all of your details of your research. I cannot give the comments, and you don't have the time to correct the problems of your research. So if really you want the research that after finishing class, after getting the certificate, again you think the research. So please do it step by step, and then send me part by part, and then I can use the comments. Alright. I think the deadline submission is something because of the November. I checked with WWF, and I think by the end of the November you can submit your final.
Sorry to mention that this thesis we realize that it takes more time, and we have to take some leave and go to different locations for gathering the data. Normally, the other institutes, our colleagues, when they are working on their thesis, the institute, even from abroad, they give them 4 months to complete their thesis. So it's possible if you can increase the duration. So we will appreciate. If not possible, no problem.
Alright, it's a correct idea, alright, because sometimes in other universities or institutions, after students pass all the credits, alright, finish the classes, then they take another class for doing only the thesis. Not a class just appointment with supervisor, and then they have 4 months that you mentioned also, okay? But here in WWS, something I think that you finish your project and at the RN class together parallel. Because, why? Because me as a lecturer of RM, I don't ask you any other assignment. Alright, so your assignment for this class is your research. So it means that when my class will be finished, so it means I should have your assignment, meaning that final project. Alright, your idea is correct if research methodology is a different class and submitting their research in another course. But here in WWS, pass this class and submit the research, both of them are in the same class. So I can ask the WWS and then I will wait for their response. If there is this opportunity to extend the deadline, then I will inform you. But I want to tell you that if you compare to other institutes or universities, in university and institution, and the criteria is different. They pass the research methodology class with their assignment, alright? And then they start doing their research and submit their final project. But here, I don't ask you any other assignment. So you have 4 months, I think, that our class starts in July, I think. So it is from July, not from exactly July, because most of the July and August, I give you the time. But from August up to November, meaning August, September, October, November, so meaning 4 months, you have time to finish your research. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We realize that only problem that it is our problem. We are busy working for different projects of government offices, so this is we are not fully free. This was our problem. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. So if I think that by extending the deadline of the submission, okay, you can improve your research, then I make you sure that I will do it. But if I think that the student just want to extend the deadline because they don't do anything up to now, so I think that WWS doesn't have to depend on your program, okay? But I want to think as a positive way, and then I want to think that all of the students want to improve their research because of this they want to extend the deadline. So because of this way I think about my students always in a positive way. So I will ask WWS to extend the deadline, and I will inform you now. But if I don't give you an extent, meaning that by middle of the December, students should submit the final project.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, today you are not clear and the lines are very noisy. We couldn't pick up all the things you said, but anyhow, now we know our direction. And thank you very much for your explanation.
Okay, you are welcome. I will inform you about
you are very loud and clear, but most of the time today, so your voice was low and not clear, so we couldn't benefit from your suggestion and recommendation our presentation. But anyhow, we got something. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I will inform you about the submission of the WW report deadline, extension of deadline for submission shipping. Graduate launch. Okay. So, any other question or problem can ask me now. So we can finish this class, and then I will inform you that do we have any extra class for next week or no. I should check with the WWS center. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me now. Thank you. Okay. One of the students asked me about the pages of the research. Your research student exceed then I think 70 pages, 60 or 70 pages. Should appear in that enhanced assessment number. And also I think the beginning of the research methodology class by giving all of the students the sample of research, and then because of the student criteria of the research, so in this email you go back and then see how to have a look on it, so you can understand that how many pages and how you should write it and something like that. Again, I will check the email and give you the exact number of the pages, but I think that shouldn't be than 70 or 60 pages. But not included the settlement and interview pages, questionnaire notes. Just you're right. Alright, Mr. Nasrullah, you can email to your company and you have a research proposal. If you write something about your research up to now, you can email to me. I will read it and I will read it and then I give my comments to you. And if the topic can be okay, it doesn't matter, and then you manage. Alright, thank you. So if other question, I can answer now. So we can finish our class. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you have a very good weekend. And I will inform you about this kind of extension and that kind of your submission of your GP, and also I will inform you about the extra class for you. Thank you. Good night and bye.